This is the training review for Monday, the 14th of August 2023. And it was, I was looking at just a Tesla, and we had a sell off, so they look easy in principle. And my strategy, I think, was pretty solid. We could either have a continuation of the downtrend, so a gap short, or a gap up to close the gap. And it was very difficult to time today. After the first 2 minutes went, we sold off. But every time we touch S6, we reverse strongly. So we were failing to break to 33.80 on the time and sales here, I noticed. And so it will have been a good opportunity to make an entry at 234 with a stop loss just below 233.80. But the 2-minute candle didn't give me a signal. I was looking at this doji, but because it didn't have as much volume as the previous candles, I didn't make an entry. But you can see that it actually reversed after forming this other hammer. But then we dropped to 234.34 to the pre-market low, and we failed to break lower. So the pre-market low acted as very good support, and we ended up closing the gap and a little more. We actually stalled at the pre-market high and reversed from there. Right now we're stalling at S4, which is where people are taking profits. But what I wanted to do here, and what I did, was I saw this hammer, but my mistake was making an entry with no volume. But it was a nice hammer on the rejection of the value area. So at this moment we had already closed the gap, and we rejected the value area, but we didn't get volume, so I shorted here, and I shorted into S4, and we had a good drop, but then it just bounced and stopped me out, and we were trading now inside value. But we formed a hammer, a really nice hammer on the 5 minutes, and the 15 minute had a doji as well. So I like the setup, and as a result I decided to go in, especially since we closed at 2 minutes inside the value area, outside the value area. So I was expecting a gap down continuation or an S4 breakout after opening outside of S4. So I made an entry here, and I like these two entries. This one on the 5 minute is not such a strong reversal signal, but on the 2 minute this was a perfect hammer, and I'm not hesitating anymore on my entries when it comes to hammers. So I pulled the trigger here, but I failed to identify the volume. And on this entry as well, when the 5 minute candle closed, this 5 minute candle relative to the other 5 minutes did not have volume. This candle had volume here, and you can see here we had a spike in volume here, but it just rejected the pre-market high, so that was a stronger level to base my decision on and make an entry short here, but I didn't do that. I tried to make an S4 breakout twice, and it didn't work, so that's not the best. An S4 breakout is opens outside. That's a C trade. We did not execute simply because of the lack of volume on the hammers. The book was balanced. And well, none of these matters anyways. So not a good trading day today, because I need to be very strict with the volume that I see. That's a very important signal, and I didn't watch out for volume. So I made an excellent pre-market analysis, Um, I had plans for both short and long, and I pulled the trigger on without hesitation. Fortunately, those were not good trades. They were C trades, I would say, due to the lack of volume. But we didn't execute today. We took two trades, 0.2 and minus 2.1. A bit of a spread. It's Tesla, so that's that. Unfortunate that I didn't respect my just one rule today. Not watching for volume, so it doesn't really make for the best trade. So we lost 2.1 today, so that's not good this week, and that puts us at very close to our stop to the hard stop for trading. That means that we're not doing things correctly. So I need to go back to the drawing board and fix something. If tomorrow I don't manage to execute correctly, it's just my execution that is letting me down. Being able to juggle volume, BPA, volume and price analysis. I only focus on price and not volume. So it's a bit incomplete. I did use the Camarilla pivots as intended, but I anticipated also a bit. Anyways, that's it for the training review, and I need a lot of practice when it comes to this.